What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sinnizter, and I'm with one of my favorite people out of Memphis, Candace. She's a recruiter for Squire.
That's right.
And for everybody who want to come tonight, we're going to give you some information that's going to help y'all understand the procedures and the steps that you need to take to come and drive for night refrigerated or transportation, which is the same. Coming out of school, drivers coming out of roadmasters and different truck schools, what are the requirements to actually, can they get hired coming out of school?
Okay. Some of the top requirements that we look for, say you're fresh out of school and
Right.
you're calling night. First off, if you have an application, we always ask that you have an application in just to help us
Right.
look over everything a little bit more. On the application, make sure that you have at least up to 10 years of employment verification. We do verify the last 3 years, but we'd like to see that you have 10 years. Obviously, we look for if you have a valid CDL Class A license. We'd like that you have gone through an accredited trucking school.
Yes,
So
that's important.
That's very important. It's
Accredited.
accredited.
Yep.
What that means is like you can't just go to the DMV and then get your license that way. You have to have gone through an accredited trucking
Right.
school and obtained at least 120 credit hours.
Right.
So once you've done that and you've passed the employment part,
Mm-hmm.
another thing we look at is your MVR. You don't have to have a perfect MVR. Speeding ticket here and there.
Right.
We look at everything, but no preventable accidents in the last 3 years, speeding tickets, reckless driving. A lot of people don't realize that like speeding 15 over is actually considered reckless driving.
Oh, okay.
So if you have any of those in the last 3 months, it could disqualify you. But once we've gone over the MVR, the employment history,
Right.
we also do a background check. If you have any misdemeanors or felonies, don't freak out and think that you need to leave that off your application, because we do run the reports.
Right.
And if it were to show up and it's not on your application,
It shows you, it looks like you're lying.
exactly, it shows that you're trying to hide something from us. So
Right.
just be honest. That's the only thing I can tell you on that. Just be honest with. I don't care if it was 20 years ago. Just put it on your application. After that, after I've reviewed your app and everything looks good, I'll give you a call. If you're locally here in Memphis, feel free to come in, ask for me. My name's Candace. You can ask for Bo Brigman,
Yep.
any of the recruiters here out of our Memphis terminal. Ask for us. We'll meet you at the door more than likely, and we'll show you around our facility, talk to you one-on-one, and let you kind of get a feel of our company and what we're about. But if you're outside of Memphis, feel free to give me a call. I'll go over your application with you, see if you qualify. If you do, I will then invite you for orientation or driver qualification class. So,
What about transportation, hotel stay? Because, people want to know, like, okay, how would I get there? Is it a rental car?
right.
Greyhound? What about hotel? Do I have to cover,
Yeah.
do they cover breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Do we cover breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Right, we do that. So if you're locally, or if you live about 45 minutes away, usually we like for you to be able to drive yourself. But if you're outside of that hour range, we can provide transportation and lodging.
Right.
We have hotels that we're very connected to in each service center, so we'll get you set up with that. The hotels do provide complimentary breakfast, and we provide the lunches. So,
Very good lunches.
yes, so what I usually like to tell people is just make sure you bring enough money for your dinner. As far as transportation goes.
Yep.
If you need a ride, if you need transportation back and forth, we can provide a bus ticket for you at our expense and get all that set up. Now, usually the hotel will have a shuttle that'll take them back and forth from the hotel to the terminal,
Right.
and then vice versa. So I know there's a few service centers that use like a cab service, so,
Right.
but we'll send all that out to you in an email and have it all set up for them.
Okay. You know what? I noticed that also. the hard copy license instead of the paper.
Right, yeah.
Make sure you get the hard copy first before coming with the paper, because then when you in the truck with a trainer and that, I think the paper one expires, right?
It does expire. We really ask that you guys have the hard copy versus the paper copy. Now, if you're expected to get the hard copy within a few days and you're coming into driver qualification class, we'll take the paper copy at first, but
Right.
we'll just follow up with you within the next few days or whatever to make sure you get the hard copy.
Okay. Students being with trainers, the pay while they're on training,
Right.
because that's what they want to know, how much I'm getting paid while I'm on training, and after training, the probation period.
Right. Okay. Well, while you're in the driver qualification class, you're usually going to be in there for about 2 to 3 days. The first day we will take you for your drug test, your physical, do your pre-hire documents, and then in the meantime, your recruiter and the processors will be verifying your employment history and all of that. Once we get you hired, we will pay you $150 just for sitting in that class for a few days, and then we'll have you paired up with a trainer immediately. So there's not going to be a long, drawn-out period where you're waiting on a trainer. We've got them paired up, and we've got them sitting waiting on you guys. So when you go out with a trainer, it's usually for about 4 to 6 weeks, roughly, just depending on your performance.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people have actually requested that they stay out for the full 6 weeks because they want to make sure that they get the full hands-on experience with the trainer that they feel is needed.
Yep.
While you're out with a trainer for 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to be paid $400 a week. Some terminals, it does vary. It can vary between $400 to $500 a week.
Right.
Just make sure that you ask your recruiter about that. Like I said, you're going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with a trainer. It is going to be all over the road, 48 states. And your home time, it's going to vary around 2 to 3 days at the most. But if you need to get home for anything, I always let everybody know that our DMs are great at getting you home if there's an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
After the 4 to 6 weeks, we have what I describe as a probationary period.
Yep.
That's kind of our way of seeing how well you run on your own, and you can kind of get the feel of the different areas and what regions or areas that you want to run in. Again, that is still all 48 states. It's 30,000 miles, which usually takes about 90 days to complete it.
Yep.
During that time, your pay is going to switch from that flat rate a week to a sliding scale.
Yep.
The sliding scale is going to range from 33 to 42 cents per mile. And, excuse me. And, like I said, 48 states. And then after the 30,000 miles, that's when you will be considered an experienced driver with us.
And then the pay bumps up once you come off of probation.
Right. The pay will bump up to 38 to 47 cents per mile.
Okay. Tuition reimbursement?
We do offer that.
Okay.
All right. The tuition reimbursement. We reimburse you guys up to $5,500. So as long as you can provide us, and even before you even start driver qualification class, if you can provide us documentation, your recruiter will hold on to it and put it in your file.
Right.
And then we'll just note it to ourselves like, hey, after this time period, we need to set them up for tuition reimbursement. It's $35 a week
A week, yep.
until it's paid off.
Yep.
And that kicks in right at whenever you start the 30,000 probationary period.
That's good. So what is students looking to earn that first year? That once they complete a full year?
Right. They're going to be averaging about 33,000 a year, and that's the first year.
Right.
The second year, it's going to go up a little bit. It's going to average about 45K a year.
Right.
And obviously, if you want to make a little bit more extra money, I like to say you're going to be banking if you become a trainer like this guy right here.
Yeah.
So you can tell them a little bit about how you can make some extra money with some
training. Yeah. That training has to be something that you really want to do, and I'll do a separate video on that and break that down. But that's something you gotta want to do from the heart. You know, because I know a lot of people would like to have the truck to themselves, but you want to come tonight, you can do your application at www.drivenight.com.
Right.
Put driver code HARANT. You can also, I think they got a drop down menu now where
They
you
do. They can put your name in there now.
Mr.Sinnizter. So, and just give us a call, email us. You can leave your name. Well, you can email me. I'll have it in the description box below the video. I'll put her information in the box. So you can email us if you want to know more about the company. And stay focused and keep working hard. Keep your license clean.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to seeing y'all come to night transportation.